Welcome to this presentation on the turf disease anthracnose. Anthracnose is a serious disease of annual bluegrass and creeping bentgrass. The pathogen is known as Colletotricum cereale, which was formerly known as Colletotricum graminicula. Anthracnose can occur as a foliar blight or a basal rot. Foliar blight will be covered first. Foliar blight occurs during summer stress periods when nighttime temperatures remain above 68 degrees Fahrenheit. During infection, extended wetting periods favor disease development. Symptom expression is enhanced with intermittent periods of moisture stress. Foliar blight occurs on annual bluegrass fairways and greens. Initial symptoms appear as irregular yellowing of the turf. This initial yellowing is shown here where the arrow is pointing. Symptoms progress to an irregular shaped yellow to orangish red areas. The leaf symptoms appear as yellowish orange lesions. A sign of the pathogen is the presence of black fruiting structures within the lesion. Oftentimes these fruiting structures are difficult to see and may require a 10x magnifying lens. These black fruiting structures are called acervuli. These acervuli often have small spines called setae protruding from the structure. If conditions remain favorable, blighting of large areas can occur. Symptoms are often confused with heat and drought stress. The foliar anthracnose can be quite devastating during the summer, as shown here on the front part of this screen. Basal rot anthracnose is considered the more widespread and devastating version of this disease. Basal rot can occur from early spring through late fall. During the spring, basal rot initially appears as yellow to orange speckles or spots on annual bluegrass greens. Rarely, if ever, does this disease occur on creeping bentgrass in the spring. In some cases, annual bluegrass greens coming out of winter or early spring may exhibit the characteristic yellow to bright orange to red color symptoms you may expect later in the summer from this basal rot disease. In these cases, the pathogen was active in late fall through the winter. As the symptoms progress or as summer stress conditions arrive, the turf can start to thin and irregular shaped patches become more evident. The turfgrass plants often progress from a yellowish to a bright orange or reddish color just prior to dying. Although annual bluegrass is the primary turfgrass attack, creeping bentgrass may be infected during summer stress months. Symptoms are similar on creeping bentgrass as those on annual bluegrass. Besides the overall symptomology, signs of this disease include a water-soaking, rotting, and blackening areas along the sheath. The water-soaking and blackening of the basal part of the sheath is shown here in a close-up. Upon closer examination of the crown may reveal the presence of the fruiting structure, which is called the acervuli, sometimes devoid of the characteristic spines or setae. Acervuli may also be present along the sheath of the plant. In this case, these plants are creeping bentgrass. For some reason, anthracnose tends to attack either annual bluegrass or creeping bentgrass, but not both in the same area or on the same green. In this photograph, anthracnose is attacking the annual bluegrass, but the center plugs of creeping bentgrass among the annual bluegrass plants are healthy. Cultural control should center on relieving stress to the annual bluegrass or creeping bentgrass green or turf. This may include reducing the intensity of management, such as raising the height of cut, maybe reducing the frequency of double cutting, and maintaining adequate fertility levels. Promoting air movement and increasing light through the removal of trees has been demonstrated to reduce the severity of basal rot anthracnose. The Best management strategies are combinations, just not one adjustment. For example, raising the height slightly will help reduce the severity of anthracnose. Other potential adjustments include switching from grooved rollers to solid rollers, which will help reduce mowing stress during the summer. Other adjustments may include switching from a fixed head type mower to a flex head mower. A proper and well-balanced fertility program is important. For example, too much or too little nitrogen can increase the severity of anthracnose. Improving the environment in which the turf grows will help reduce the severity of this disease. Providing sunlight, air movement, and adequate drainage will help reduce the stress to the turf during summer. Fungicides are available for anthracnose control. In situations of chronic anthracnose, especially if symptoms begin to appear early in the spring, preventative application should be made. This concludes this presentation.